Hello and thanks for joining us. I want to start by acknowledging the retirement announcement made this week by Chief Marc Jones of the Montgomery County Police Department. He will be with us until July, so there's plenty of time to say goodbye and plan for what comes next for MCPD. I'm grateful to Chief Marc Jones for his 38 years of service to our community. In his 4 years as chief, he's shown a compassion for the victims, a willingness to modernize MCPD, and steadfast advocacy on behalf of his officers in the department. Chief Jones has been a strong partner in implementing innovative practices and new public safety technologies that improve security for our residents and the safety of our officers. And during a period of policing recruitment challenges nationwide, I was glad to work with him on increasing pay for our officers as well as providing signing bonuses for new officers. I'm not the first and I won't be the last to thank him for his service to and leadership of MCPD. Every February, we honor Black History Month. I lived through times when racism, bigotry, and hatred had an ironclad grip on society. It was marked by segregation and unequal justice, or more directly, it was a hallmark of injustice. There remain strong and violent headwinds in the fight for justice. Some of the largest impediments are those who want leaders to roll back the gains that have been made over time. We're not going to let that happen, nor will we be satisfied with the status quo. We've made progress in Montgomery County as we've emphasized the equitable delivery of services for all our community. We've made it a point to ensure that all our decisions, whether they're physical or programmatic, are seen through a racial equity and social justice lens, so no groups are left out. Even with that in place, our Black population occupies the lowest rungs of virtually every social determinant: home ownership, income distribution, access to community health, educational parity, and those who are rent burdened. We have work here to do in Montgomery County to give more people better hope for the future. We may have hard work ahead of us to reach the goals we continue to strive for, but we're going to work together on creating more opportunities for everyone here. This week, I went before the Maryland Board of Public Works and talked in detail about our plans for the Flash Bus Rapid Transit Network, also known as BRT. Our Flash BRT network is a solution to better transit access across the county. I also thank the state for the nearly $80 million it has earmarked for Flash. This transit network is the most efficient and effective use of taxpayer dollars to alleviate congestion while helping us achieve our climate action plan goals of reducing 100% of the carbon emissions by 2035. In the last year, we've gone from our initial Flash bus route on Route 29 to designing 5 more routes, including one along 355, another on University Boulevard, and another on New Hampshire Avenue, as well as 2 more. 3 of those lines will intersect at the Wheaton and North Bethesda metro stations. There are hospitals, college campuses, and countless businesses on these fast-track bus routes. When we are able to build it out completely, there will be largely dedicated bus lanes to ensure that there is an advantage in taking Flash. I've been working on implementing this transportation system in this county since 2008. The pace for building this out is far too slow because we're at the mercy of what the state will provide for funding because the county has no sources of revenue to fund this internally. If we're going to get serious about expanding public transit in this county, BRT is the wisest investment that has proven to work in cities across the nation and around the world. If we had dealt with funding this seriously over the last decade, we would have put a lot more people into public transit by now. In fact, we would have a completed network by now. This network is important because it's a key factor in growth and economic development. We need ways to move people quickly and efficiently between home, work, and places of commerce. In the 21st century, we know that bus rapid transit is the most cost-efficient method to determine the transit we need. If we want to see the kind of economic growth that Northern Virginia has experienced over the last decade, then improving our infrastructure is the key. The state's Board of Public Works is also funding $9 million for electric batteries for zero-emission buses in Montgomery County. It will also provide other important infrastructure projects like pedestrian upgrades for Route 27 between Clarksburg and Damascus, bike trails on Bowie Mill, and improvements along the Great Seneca Science Corridor. Cyclists will also see improvements along the Norwood Road bike path and at the Cherry Hill Road Bike Facility through this state funding approved by the Board of Public Works. These are improvements which will enhance the quality of life for many people in Montgomery County, and I want to thank Governor Wes Moore and his administration for recognizing the importance of these projects. The state's help in making Montgomery County safer, easier to commute in, and less polluted is greatly appreciated. I hope our path toward a more sustainable county is one that can be replicated across the state. This week, we had hundreds of Montgomery County employees on hand for our Bright Spots Showcase. As the name indicates, it's a chance to highlight some of the work done to eliminate inefficiencies in our government. Employees with ideas on how to make positive changes within Montgomery County government are encouraged to research those topics and work through their ideas with the help of our Accelerator program and the county's innovation team. I love attending these events because after nearly 4 years of this, we've come up with dozens of great improvements for our customers and employees. At an event like this, everyone can learn from the streamlining, digitizing, and collaboration ideas that have developed across departments in county government. This is important not just for the public, but for our employees as well. These issues that are at the heart of these projects are ways to make things work faster and more efficiently, which impacts job satisfaction as much as it helps serve the needs of the public. In some cases, these ideas help the county save money, but I don't see this as simply a cost-saving plan. One of my goals is to help people. And if we find ways to do things more cost-effectively, resources can be redirected to areas that can use more attention and investment, such as early childhood education. I see our innovation team as an investment in our employees and in improving public services. There are always opportunities to make changes for the better. These accelerator programs and the work accomplished through our innovation team is one of the most dynamic engines in this county. I continue to encourage more employees to bring their improvement ideas to the accelerator with new workshops starting in March and in May. I'm sure they will add to what is already a strong and productive program, and you can learn more by visiting montgomerycounty.gov/innovation. The state of Maryland has a plan to reunite many people with property that is legally theirs. It is just not with them. February 1st marked both Maryland and National Unclaimed Property Day. The Maryland Comptroller's office is responsible for all unclaimed property in the state. They've launched a new campaign to help more people get their own unclaimed stuff. There are hundreds of thousands of Marylanders with unclaimed property, including thousands of residents of Montgomery County. I encourage you to visit marylandtaxes.gov and search for your name to see if any of the unclaimed items are yours. We continue to see influenza and RSV decrease in the community, though COVID numbers are increasing slightly. It is still respiratory virus season, so stay home when you're sick, cover your cough, and get vaccinated. I'm sure that someone in your life has gotten COVID again recently. A few weeks ago, I caught the virus for the second time. In order to limit other people's exposure to COVID, it's really important for everyone to obtain and use COVID tests if you have signs of a cold. You can receive up to 8 COVID tests from the federal government that will be delivered through the mail by visiting covid.gov/tests, or you can call 1-800-232-0233. So that's a wrap for this week. I hope you have a great week and a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back again next week.